Do you have a relationship that you would really love to see healed and resolved? I have a very specific prayer technique that I want to share with you that I have used with great success. And I learned this technique about a year ago. And so I wanted to share it with you here because it's so simple and it is highly effective. So if you have a relationship that you've been struggling to heal or resolve a conflict between you and another person or multiple people, let's say a family relationship, anything like that, this technique has been proven to be extremely effective in helping bring complete resolution to situations that have otherwise been thought of as being like beyond repair. Okay. So I actually learned this technique through reading the book, The Dynamic Laws of Healing by Catherine Ponder. And I decided to put the technique to use because I myself had a specific scenario in my family where there were several members of my family who had been estranged for a number of years. They were not on speaking terms at all. So when I read this technique, I decided I was going to give it a try and just see what would come of it. And I'll share more about that with you here. But let me talk to you a little bit about this healing technique. So, this prayer technique that heals relationships is a technique that, number one, is a written technique. So, this is a written prayer technique. I'm going to share with you exactly what to write and how to formulate your prayer. All right. And the other thing is that this technique is so effective because a lot of times, whenever we're in relationship issues with someone else, especially like in an intimate relationship or with our family members or friends, even. And it feels like every time we come to talk about the situation, there's just more confusion or it creates more drama or more problems. And if you feel like this is happening to you and you're really not getting clarity and you're not getting through or you're not being able to effectively communicate where you're coming from, and it seems to almost make it worse, this technique is a perfect technique. Even if you haven't spoken in years, this technique can be helpful and effective for you. So the reason is because we stop trying to deal with people directly. We stop trying to work at helping someone else's personality understand where we're coming from, right? So we stop meeting each other at the level of our personality. And this technique is effective because we're going to actually be praying and connecting with the highest version of the person or people that we're hoping to heal the relationship with. So the way that this works is we're actually going to communicate with what Catherine Ponder called the person's angel or their higher self. And apparently mystics and ancients from way, 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 way back used techniques like this because they found it was the most effective in quickly resolving conflict and resolving issues, even healing issues in the body. Today, we're going to focus on healing relationships, but this is certainly a technique that once you begin to practice it, you could learn how to use it to heal all kinds of situations. So, when dealing with someone's higher self, what happens is as you begin to talk to this highest version of this person, you're no longer dealing with their personality. You're no longer dealing with all of the ins and outs that makes it challenging to communicate right now. And you're able to approach this highest self that is connected to and oversees everything that's going on in this person's experience. It brings about a sense of well-being, not just in the person, but in you. You are also positively impacted in your mind and in your body when you use this technique. So I want to share with you exactly how to use this technique for full effectiveness and proven results. So Catherine Ponder did this with many people who came and listened to her speak, and they used the technique. One man healed a broken relationship with his wife of many years. Other people used it to heal relationships with several people in their families. And she writes about the results of using this specific technique, which is what piqued my curiosity and caused me to also use this technique effectively. So the first thing is number one is you are going to be writing to the angel of this person. And again, I said this is a written prayer. So this isn't something you're going to go speak or say to them. You don't even have to speak or say this out loud in a prayerful moment. You're going to write this down. So you are going to write number one to the angel of, and you're going to state their name. If it's multiple people, then you write to the angels of, and you state the names of the people. That's the first thing. The second thing is you're going to say these words to the angels of and write the name. And then let us say, I bless you. This is so important in this process because as you begin to connect with the angel of the person that you're wanting to heal the relationship with, you are going to be able to naturally feel a sense of calm and relaxation, which is going to help you tap into the natural essence of love that is inside of you. And when you tap into love, it's going to be very easy to bless this angelic version of this person, right? Because we're not dealing with their personality anymore. So you say to the angel of so and so, and you write the words, let us say, I bless you. The next thing you're going to write is, and give thanks that you, okay? So to the angel of so and so, let us say, I bless you, and give thanks that you, and then I'm going to give you this little formula to use to help begin to construct a prayer to the angel of the person or persons who you are hoping to see resolution with. So this is my suggestion. To the angel of so-and-so, let us say, I bless you and give thanks that you or we are finding peace, harmony, and understanding between us. We are dissolving our grievances and coming back to loving connection that cannot be broken by anything or anyone. I give thanks that we are held together in loving kindness and support of one another forever. And that's it. Something that simple can be so very potent. So you can save this video, you can come back to it and listen to the words that I've given you here and use them as your template. You can also write other things, but remember that the words that you're writing are coming from a deep level of love toward the other person. So this isn't going to be anything that is selfishly geared towards fulfilling some need that you have. It's going to be about bringing harmony, about bringing resolution, about wishing the other person peace, about bringing forgiveness to both of you. It's going to be about understanding. It's going to be about resolution and healing. So those are the kinds of words and feelings that you want to include when you write this. However, you can use the example that I just gave you, and it will prove to be effective. Now, the other aspect of this is that you want to write this statement down somewhere 15 times. Yes, 15 times. So this was the prescribed amount of times. And according to Catherine Ponder's research, in her studies, she found that ancients believed that 15 was a significant number. And so they performed things like this in intervals of 15. So write this 15 times. And once it has been written 15 times, you are going to take the writing and you can tear it up, you can burn it, you can toss it away, but you want to get rid of it. You want to release it completely. So you're not going to sit and pore over this every single day. You're going to thoughtfully write this out 15 times. Once you've come up with your perfect statement, then you write it 15 times. And when you're done with that statement, you're going to release it by throwing it away, burning it, whatever you need to do to release it, burying it, I don't know. But you're going to release it and you're going to let it take place. You're going to allow it to do the healing work because that higher self is actually going to go to work on behalf of the prayer that has been prayed and begin to impart those loving feelings to the person that you're hoping to reach and rectify with. It's very potent. It's very powerful. It feels almost like magic. And I did this for the first time last November. I had a situation, a scenario in my very family where there had been an estrangement for many, many years among several family members. And other family members had attempted to interject and put their hands on the situation and tell people that they needed to apologize and they needed to go talk to so and so. And, that kind of stuff just gets really, really muddy, and it doesn't ever produce anything fruitful because no one's coming from a place of real love. It's more like obligation or feeling guilty about not having this harmonious family relationship. And we all know that that doesn't work. So one family member came to me and I advised them, stop interjecting. Stop telling other people what they need to do. Just let it be. God will heal this. I came across this method. I employed the method myself, and I wrote to the angels of all parties involved, and I got rid of it. I left it alone. I never touched it. I didn't come back to it. I didn't talk about it. This is very important. Do not tell anyone that you're using this technique. Secrecy is so important in manifesting the results that you want whenever you are using prayer. All right. So I'm going to say that very, very important. You don't talk about it. You don't tell anybody that you're doing it. It's between you and God. And so I did that. I let go of it. And as of April this year, the very first part of April, the entire thing that had been going on for years was resolved overnight almost because of some things that happened and forced a reconciliation that was not like, it wasn't something that was like, oh my gosh, this has to happen. It's life or death. It wasn't that. It was just circumstance pushed this thing together. No one had to coerce anyone to heal. They all decided to do it on their own. And now that relationship is intact. The family is intact, and there's harmony and there is love and there is forward movement. So I have used it. I have seen it work. There are countless stories of people who have also used this to their satisfaction and seen it work in their own lives and heal things that looked irreparable. So this is the technique that I would suggest you use if there is a relationship in your life that you feel is beyond help or has been very difficult to come to reconciliation. I highly suggest using this prayer technique. If you like this, make sure that you like and comment here on this video, subscribe to this channel, and I will be back next week with more.